All right, here we go. So Steelers, Pirates, and Naruto.
Yeah.
All right, check it out. There's no coming down off the cloud that I rode in on with this true flow. See, they finna root for me like the home team when I get animated like Naruto. I let the truth flow when I get inside of it. Improvising every time I spit. See, you don't understand the trials and tribulations I go through. Y'all talking anime, I grow up on that Goku and that Gohan. I could flow on any topic when I rhyme it. See, I have to show up for my homies right now, for the Pirates and the Steelers fans when I do it off the top of the head. See, I'll even rap for Penguins fans, but I don't ever use no pens. See, it depends upon the lens when I throw down for my teams. All up in the streets, I'm steady living the dream. I'll pull my willie out like Stargell if I really have to do it. Take a risk when I'm flowing, when really making this music for the black and the yellow outside of the stadium. My homie knows that I'm always rhyming off the cranium. Steelers coming back and you knowing that I got you. The quarterback of this, I'm feeling like Mr. Rogers.
Yo.
Did y'all Roger that? About to raise the Jolly Roger off the top the cap. Yeah, you know that nobody be stopping that. I launch a cruise missile and that's a home run. Guarantee every time I show up. Now I'm about to be done because it's the end of the show. But I'm hopefully y'all remember the flow. Let's go.
Deuced up below at the 5. Where a nigga from Grove Street, I ain't even gonna lie. Used to hang out the block when I lit on Billy Drive. I seen real niggas snitch, I seen real niggas die. And shit change up. Who stars turned into some gangsters. Grew around some shooters, grabbed they gun and got they aim up and play tough. My city dangerous. Niggas lose they shot right before they make it famous. Niggas lose they shot right before they make it famous. In my city, niggas lose they shot right before they make it famous.
Welcome to Pittsburgh Chatter, where I do interviews where I want, whenever I want, with who I want. And today I have a special guest, Fungi Flows. How's it going, bro?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. How about you?
I'm good. So I got to start in the beginning, man. I've seen you at Pirates games, and then I've seen you at the art crawl, and you're always out there flowing, helping the people, and this is all off the top of your head. And I just really don't understand how you do it, man. You're very talented. So let's start in the beginning on how you got into this, the whole mushroom concept. How did you all develop all of this?
Word. Well, let's see. Probably like 12, 13 years old, just started to get into rap, listening to like Jay-Z and Eminem predominantly. And just started like emulating a little bit. Like maybe I learned some songs to rap and started to kind of like get the flow down, you know. And then about 13, hit high school and started to branch off into like freestyle. Like, okay, like this is what's going on. Like, let's get creative. You know, homies are setting up beats on the table and whatnot. And, you know, just hanging out with the homies that are getting a little bit more creative. And one of the guys who I rapped with, I wound up rap battling when I was 13. And I beat him like in front of the whole school. And it was just like this moment of like, you know, oh, wow, like, you know, you're the hero and whatnot. And they like raised me up over their head. And that was like my first taste of like, okay, like I'm good enough at this to like, you know, receive feedback from people that's like, okay, like, you know, you're doing your thing. And it just kind of catapulted from there. And I just kept freestyling at any chance that I could. Eventually, I flew a sign said, I rap, you pick a topic. So I would train like all over the world. And yeah, just got to the point where the freestyle is good enough to start to entertain people and start to make a couple bucks from it, you know, start to get by. And so very, very long story short, just catapulted to present day where, yeah, rap outside Pittsburgh, Pirates, Steelers, Pens games, whatever it might be. And train myself enough to the point where whatever I see, I could rap about. And it's all off the dome, all improvised, and people connect with that, you know?
So I've seen specific videos, which I'll get to, but I also want to just talk about in the beginning. So it was automatically freestyles. You never was like, oh, I want to make music immediately, because you did make music eventually.
Yeah. So 16 was my first song.
Okay. So, all right, baby.
And I had like some teachers in my school like singing my song, and I was like, okay, like more approval, right? And I did make quite a bit of music, and actually the route I was going was predominantly battle rap and making music. But then like with my travels and just like my whole like spiritual development in a lot of ways of like being a free spirit, I felt like the freestyle like reflected where I was going in that route. And then that always was near and dear to my heart because it's like, it's something that comes from the moment rather than like, you know, trying to, if you do battle rap, you got to write this long verse and then memorize it. If I'm performing music, I got to like write all this and memorize it. And none of it's really like true to that moment. Mm-hmm. But like in this moment right now, if I started rapping, I'm rap about you, I'm rap about the studio, like that like puts me in this moment and that's where I want to be. And I feel like that's where the most connection is made. Like if I call out your shirt, if I call out what you're doing, if I call out this experience we're having together, then that unites everybody together. And that's what I want to do.
And we all know that when you do battle rap, you have to zone in on a person, and that's not really that fun, I guess.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
All right. So you do this thing where you go traveling. Mm-hmm. And so you've been a lot of places. So is it a tour you do yearly, or is it just like, I feel like I want to go here. I might have a show here, so I might go to this event. So how does that work?
It's a bit of both. I mean, I definitely just go to wherever the flow is. Predominantly people who are going to pay me, mm-hmm. Like, you know, let's be honest. But simultaneously, you know, I might take a sacrifice like, hey, I feel like I really need to be at this place, whether I'm getting paid what I want to or not, you know? Mm-hmm. So like, I'm pretty much in charge of the flow, but year after year, you know, some of the same places asked to have me back. So the tour looks similar, but like this year, way different than it was last year, even though there's still some of the same elements, mm-hmm. You know, continue to expand and do bigger and better things, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so where were you just coming from? Because like you said, you just got back. So where were you just at?
So most recently was Telluride, Colorado for Mushroom Festival. And then just this weekend, I was in Indiana for a festival called Good People, Good Times. Mm-hmm. So it was crazy because like I'm in Colorado, all the way like West Colorado, come back on a 30-hour trip and pass back through Indiana, which I know I'm coming right back to. I'm like, damn, do I just chill around here? But I really wanted to just get grounded for a sec. So go back home for literally one day and then come back out west, back again to Indiana, and just got home after that.
So when you come back, this is your break session. You take a break when you're here and you...
Well, for this last day, I finally did. But, you know, my grind's been so hard here that, like, it's hard for me, like, not to want to just go out in the streets and rap.
Makes sense.
Because not only do I want to advance a career with making connections and making money, but also, like, I want to be the best freestyle rapper on the planet. And I know that there's really no rest involved with trying to, you know, surpass homies like Supernatural and Harry Mack. You know what I mean?
Which we'll get to.
Yeah.
So that's another thing I had. Because his name is, let's first start with the guy name. His name is, how do you pronounce it? Is it Ari?
Ari. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I seen that you collab with him on your YouTube. Mm-hmm. So how did this collaboration happen? Because we freestyle.
So this is the craziest thing that's ever happened. I swear to God. Okay. So this dude, Duncan, is the one that I was rapping with, right? Okay. So Ari, he's the one that carries the rig. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I was.
Oh. Okay.
So two different people, right?
Got you.
So I had no. So it's seriously the most insane synchronicity. I had no plans with Duncan to meet up with him, but I was just rapping with him. I swear to God, it wasn't longer than a week or two ago in Denver for the psychedelic convention, right? You know, we're going back and forth, we're ciphering. We're there for like 3 days together, you know, like we've been homies, right? So like I know him. So I go to New York, and part of the intention was to meet Ari to get on the show, right? So I meet Ari. It's this magical moment. I just rapped with this singer. My girlfriend's there dancing, and it's just like all this energy. And I'm like, let's do a cypher. And the moment I was like, let's do a cypher, like a 4x4, Duncan just out of nowhere just appears. And I'm just like, what? It's just one of those moments, bro. And this like, and I just dap him up, and I'm like, what the hell are you actually doing here? It's like I summoned him when I said cypher. Mm-hmm. And so then we proceed to like walk down the street. Ari makes a beat on the spot. We start this cypher that turns into like a extra 4 million views kind of video for me, which is,
it went crazy.
Yeah.
And then that leads me to the next one. The Mac, you actually worked with him, but this was a performance. So this was different. Yeah. So you guys were going back and forth. And this is one of those things where I guess he's one of, like you say, he's one of the top ones.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, he went and spit it up, right?
Yeah,
and then you literally was like, all right, I got you, and spit it up. And I was like, yo, this is really crazy. This is really like freestyling, going back and forth and challenging each other. It was like that moment was crazy. So talk about this collab too, man.
Well, so Harry Mack is who I'm compared to the most. Like he's considered the best with topics in the world for the freestyle raps, you know, because there's a lot of niches within freestyle. Specifically taking topics is something that I've done before anyone even knew of Harry Mack, and Harry Mack's been doing for a very long time. So I rap in the streets like, oh, you're supposed to be Harry Mack or whatever. It's like, no, I've been doing this, but yeah, I could see how you compare. So like Harry Mack's, I've been looking up to him for a while, you know. I met him 2 to 3 years ago in Pittsburgh when he came in to do a show at the Pittsburgh Improv. My late manager, he bought us backstage passes. So I go back, I give him a topic to rap about. And at the very end, they're all wrapping up. And I'm like, yo, can I take a couple topics from you? And the manager was real uptight and was just like, oh, I don't know. And just like, come on, give me a chance. So he tossed me 3 words. I rapped for him. You know, long story short, he enjoyed it. He killed the show. And that was like my first impression of him. That's the first time I met him. Fast forward 2 years later, he's on tour. And his whole thing is, we're going to have a competition. And in every city, there's going to be 3 finalists. Okay. So you submit a video to be a finalist. They liked my video. I won top 3. And so Philadelphia happened to be the closest city to Pittsburgh. He didn't come to Pittsburgh on the tour.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, let me take a shot at Philly. So you get on stage, you rap for a minute in front of everybody, and the audience votes for the best, right? So I came, and just like I knew I just wanted to come off the top, so I'm training.
Wait, hold on, real fast.
Yeah.
When they submit a video, that was just judged by like what, regular judges until you got to and then that's when how does that work?
So that was judged by his team. You know, he had a whole squad, right? Okay. And they decided, okay, these are the top 3 for this city, right? So I travel into Philly, you know, I'm at his show. They put us on stage. I'm against 2 other dudes. One's from Virginia. One is local to Philly. I win the semifinalist competition so that I can be on stage with Harry, right? And so this whole thing was just like, you know, I knew I had a chance because I know the level that I'm at, but simultaneously there's so many different anomalies. This is an anomaly tour. And so, yeah, I won. I meet him backstage. He's like, do you want to trade 16s or 4x4s? And I'm like, you already know we're going back and forth 4x4. Like, you know, I told him behind stage, like, this is a conversation. Like, I have nothing pre-written. I'm going to just listen to you, you know? So we get up there and of course, like he's the fucking GOAT. So I start to speed up a little bit. I'm like, all right, if I level up, he's going to level up. So I'm just like, with a double time. And then he goes like,
facts.
And I'm just like, oh, and then at this moment it was like, okay, like let the GOAT, like, you know, stump you or let him level you up. Like you tried to just take him up, and then he brought me up, and then I'm back and forth, and then just like the energy just went nuts. Yeah.
So well, you obviously posted this on YouTube. So do you have a cameraman that's with you recording everything all the time?
My girlfriend is usually usually there. I think she captured that video from the audience, the Harry Mack one.
Okay, so you've worked with most of the best freestylers because there's not that many that are actually at the level that you guys are at. So is there someone else that you would say that you're wishing to collab with now, or like that one last person?
Supernatural is
Supernatural.
It's funny because he just never pops up on my feed, and he just popped up on my feed the other day. And this is a reminder of like, you know, this is the OG. Like if you were to refer to like, before Harry popped on the scene, like who's easily the greatest freestyle rapper, everyone wants to say Supernatural. You know, there's other homies who you could throw into contention, but like he's like the OG GOAT, you know?
Okay.
And my homie out west has been talking to him actually, and you know, Supernat wants to be the best, so like he doesn't like that, you know, Harry Mack. This is all apparent, you know. I'm not part of the conversation, but you know, he wants to show up Harry Mack and this and that, and it's like I have the intention to hold the Guinness World Record longest cipher. Right?
I was going to ask you.
Okay, so we'll chat about that if you want. But so this might be an opportunity where Supernat and potentially Harry Mack and maybe even Ari, you know, all come together and you know we actually do this thing. So it would actually
it would sell, no?
it would. That's actually an interesting idea. I just figure we're in one place, but that's interesting.
all of you guys do, I don't see how it doesn't work.
Right.
You have every level. You guys are all talented.
Yeah.
You could make your own sets.
That would be great. You know, and everybody's so busy, and it's like out of all those three names, like I'm definitely like the lowest on the totem pole. So getting Harry, Ari, and Super Nat, who like, you know, busy, famous characters all together to do this thing, absolute dream. And hopefully I can level up to the point where we're all in the same, you know, right now there's no Guinness record for the longest cipher. Somebody did one for like a day, but like it wasn't official. So obviously I broke the world record for the longest rap, 50 hours. And so it's like, well, next thing I want to do is for the community. So, okay, let's all get together. Let's all cipher. Let's do 1, 2, 3 days. The eventual vision is a whole 7 days, a whole week-long straight cipher. That's where I want to get to.
Okay, so let's talk about the, so it was 50 hours straight, because I did watch a stream where it was like supposed to be 36 hours, and I see you rap for 11 hours straight. But let's talk about the 50 and then we'll get to that.
Yeah.
How did you do this? Like, are there breaks in between? How does it work?
Yeah. So you rap for an hour and you're awarded a 5-minute break.
Okay.
But the cool thing is you can stack them. So say I was like, I don't even want to take a break for 4 hours and I rap 4 hours straight, then I just stack 20 minutes, right? So because with Guinness, like it's not possible to just rap forever and not use a bathroom. You know, you got to be able to eat a little something, right? So the training was 6, 12, 18, 24, 36, and then 50. Okay, so I treated it like a marathon. I worked my way up.
So it was broken apart. Okay, okay. That makes more sense. And for the stream, I seen that you also had like, you took breaks during the time and then you were shouting out brands and sponsorships and like that. So how does that work too?
So there's different sponsors, like different companies or groups, whatever.
No, I'm saying, do they reach out on stream or these are already previously?
Oh, no, pre-done. Okay. So I spent like 2 months just like cold calling, cold voice messaging people on Instagram. Like, I'm about to do this thing. Do you like to sponsor? Here's what it looks like. And there's packages and like, you know, have your name on the banner and we're going to shout you out as an advertisement during the thing. And without them, it wouldn't have happened, you know, because it was costly. Put that shit together. Yeah.
That's what I was looking like. I was like, even the background and the setting you're in. And then I was like, dang, there was a period of time you looked tired, but I'm like, oh, he's still going. So even that mentality, because you've done long freestyles, how are you able to just keep going? Because I know it's easy when you're doing topics, like you said, you're in public. You can see it's a little bit easier like that. But when you're sitting in a chair, sitting in a room, you've been in for like 3 hours and you're still going. How do you mentally keep going?
There's a lot to it. A lot of it's really the support of my team. But really what it actually is, when it comes down to it, it's the topics, man. It's the live stream. I mean, we got Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, whatever. Like I have constant words coming at me. And then also in the room, we're passing around a whiteboard. So I'm like, every time I rap, I'm doing everything I can to channel as much input as I can from the room. Like if I was going to rap, I'm talking about your Sesame Street shirt, like everything, these cameras, like I just feed off of any input. And so I got constant words, you know, maybe outside of my realm of vocabulary or whatever. And it's like people are just feeding me. I'm like a machine. It's like input, output. You give me word, you give me something to rap about, and I'm just turning it into rhyme. And I just turn into a machine for like the whole time and just spit it out.
You just keep going. Bro. And even when you just... All right, so watching you online is not like, I have to tell people it's not the same as seeing you in public. Not at all. It's just like, it's so different than everyone. So you got to see the people that have never seen you before. Those are the best expressions you get. All right, so let's talk about what are some of the funniest things people have said? How do you deal with, I know this happens to you, the people that want to like, you know, maybe take the mic and rap with you. Yeah. Like, how do you deal with those type of situations and just like the happiness?
It's not easy to hold it down, you know. Like I originally ran with like a 7-crew team. We had like 2 cameramen. I had my manager. I had security. I had like all this whole crew. And now, honestly, a lot of the times I go out by myself, and so it's tough. It's tough because like, you know, you're around drunk people. Yeah, they want to grab the mic. They want to do their thing. People are trying to throw you off, give you something political to rap about. They know it's going to be divisive, like Biden, Trump, COVID, whatever. And I'm just like, And then, you know, people try to stump you with ridiculous words. And then if you ask the definition to the ridiculous word, you're somehow like, you know, not smart or something. Oh, I got you. Like, and just like, you know, But overall, like 99%, it's love. People, they want to see you win. They give you something challenging, but they know you could do it. And lately, I took what was it, 22 topics is where I'm at now in terms of my record of like what I can give back. So people overall want to have an incredible experience. They want to see a magic show. So they'll give you words and they want to hear what you could do with it. You know what I mean? So like it's overall like people know me by now. They know what they're getting into when I come up and do a rap. And so they want to have the experience. But yeah, it's not easy sometimes, like, being in this big spotlight. And now that, the platform's rising and people know the name now, it's like when I get out there, there's more trolls. There's more people, maybe trying to throw me off.
People are trolling you?
Sometimes,
What?
sometimes. And then there's some jealous people too, because like, I mean, I'm claiming to be the best freestyle rapper in the city. And so like a lot of people don't like that, And
Well, a lot of people don't freestyle consistently.
Right, exactly. And so, and just like, I'm not saying I'm the best rapper even in my town, like, because I barely even write anymore. I know I'm good at freestyling, but people come at me like, oh, you think you're the best rapper? Let me prove you wrong. Some people want to battle me in the streets. And, I can get cocky and just feel like, I take on whoever, but there's a lot of this energy of like, I want to challenge you. And like, I just went to this festival and I'm rapping on stage and this guy comes up to me and he's like, I was rapping with you in my head the whole entire time. And he's like, everything I said in my head was better than what you said on the stage. I'm like, okay, bro, like you'll get stuff like that, So like, as you level up, like more and more people have access to you. So you have like way more lovers, way more haters, and like the whole range just like expands to like you just get everything, bro. It's
Please
crazy.
don't tell me this. Don't make me regret my decision of like doing. Oh my God. Okay, so I just got a question because there's one thing I just don't understand. You're saying people are jealous of you, but like the amount of work you do, like people aren't pulling up the Pirates games and going to rap. People aren't. A lot of people wasn't even pulling up to the art crawl. If you didn't like art, there was really you had no business there.
Sure.
So like the events that you pull up to, I just don't see how someone can have hate towards that or be jealous. It's like, do your thing. Is it the shine? Because it's the reason why you get the shine and this notoriety that you get is because you work.
Yeah. You know what I really think, like, and this is all over the world, but I think predominantly Pittsburgh like carries a dense energy of like, there's a lot of artists and a lot of creative people who have had their souls just crushed by the matrix. Like they really, really want to do this full time, but financially they don't know how to get by. So they're doing a 9-to-5 that's sucking their soul, and whatever energy they have left over, they're on the weekends and they're doing their thing. And let's just face it, it's not enough. If you don't dedicate, you're not going to make it, And so a lot of people just like, they know they're talented. They know they're good. But whatever reason, they can't get past the barriers to put the work in order to get to the place they want. And then they're living a half life where their dreams are not fulfilled. They see me out here traveling to every single show and doing my thing and, having these videos blowing up and whatnot. And I think deep down, it's like they're saddened because they see what they could be, but they're not doing it. And it's difficult. It is honestly difficult.
Well, why not just reach out and collab or ask, like, what can I do? Like, ask for advice.
And a lot of people do, like I said, you get everything. You'll get closet haters who will just behind their keyboard and never say anything. And then you get the haters that'll say it to your face. But then on the other range, it's like you got people that love what you're doing and like would do anything to collab. And it's just like it's all over the place, the energy I get.
I will say that, and I don't know why it is like this. Is because, and I know, bro, because I see the amount of love you get. And this is another question. Then we'll move on.
Yep.
Why does it seem like the hate is always louder than like you can have 100 comments of love, it'll be that one like why is it like that? Why is the hate so much louder?
Bro, that is just human psychology. That it's something about like the way that we've been programmed as like survivors of like, we scan for threats. And like the one thing that might be a threat to us, it's like that's what we focus on. Like it's an old like survival mechanism. It's ancient in our DNA. And so literally get 100 comments, 99 are positive, and there's that one that's just like,
It just stands
fuck
out.
you, dude. And that's like really hard to override, because like everything in our whole nervous system is like, so
I delete them.
yeah, that's just,
Am I
human.
wrong?
Right, you're so right.
I just delete them. I just don't want. I don't want to see that on my. Yeah, no, I just delete them.
99% of the times I delete them. But if I feel someone's really hurting,
Mhm.
I might sit with them for a second and just try to get down to it. For the most part, it's like ain't nobody got time for that, unfortunately.
No, facts. Like I said, I really don't understand it, but the way you explained it is definitely right. And we'll just really just zone in. Oh my gosh. It's just like, you explained it perfectly. All right, but I do want to get to the music that you have made. Okay.
Sure.
So I haven't seen a lot of recent music. You did top 2 projects, but the most recent song was a feature you did was is her name Kai Honey?
KY Honey.
KY Honey.
Yeah.
Okay. You saw a completely different style on this song.
Word.
I'm not gonna lie. So you gave a more like hip hop vibe versus the like freestyling. So talk about this song. How did you come up with this collab? And then we'll get to your 2 projects.
Yeah, Abundance. Yeah, we actually have like 2 to 3 more in the works. I've been working with KY for a while. She's been a good friend. Yeah, right. They're not out yet.
Okay,
this is the only one that's released. We have a couple more coming soon, but yeah, I've been friends with her for a while. We've been working together, man. I love her so much. And definitely one of the few artists where I've not only been collabing with, but really want to continue to build with.
She's from Pittsburgh?
She is from Kentucky. So that's what the KY is.
Oh, okay,
that's the abbreviation for Kentucky. So yeah, we got some stuff cooking. It's funny you bring her up, because I was just thinking about her on the way here. I've been helping to have her develop as an artist, and in a lot of ways we've been helping each other to just develop as humans in a lot of ways. Like we did this course called Purpose Spark together, where, long story short, you like come together in this weekend long thing of like self-realization, doing journaling to like really realize why you're here. And so like on a spiritual level, like she's helped me a lot. I've helped her with the artistry in return, and we have a lot coming soon. And a lot of it's like very fun, but also very triggering. Like the way that we tend to do things is like one of our songs is basically like, we all know you think you're tough, but you still got a hole in your butt. Like, don't get too high on yourself. Like you still, so we tend to kind of bring that energy that like sort of like maybe potentially trigger people or just push the boundaries per se. So yeah, it was cool to link up with her, because like you said, it's been too long since I put some music out.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. You dropped 2 projects, Resurrection and Dying to Live.
That's right.
So talk about these projects, and is this something you like to do, or is it more like I like to zone in on freestyling?
That's the question right there.
It's passion versus,
Yeah, that's like the never ending dilemma. So the thing is, like, I do love making music, and I know making music is going to lead to success. Simultaneously, what I'm best at is freestyling, and what I love to do the most is freestyling. However, like my goal is to be the best freestyle rapper in the world, but overall, like, I still want to be like the best rapper. Like, this is my craft, and I know that doesn't come without making more music, without making sure that my pen is sharp,
But with doing ciphers, you can get the best of both worlds. You can like turn the cipher into a song. So
yes, actually, I do want to work on making just more freestyle music and just putting that out, right? But still, my pen is still good enough to where it is better than my freestyles. Like if I wanted to put out the optimal song, what I write still going to be better, right? So actually, I just wrote a verse the other day for my homies Open Verse Challenge. I'm still working on it. To be totally honest, like with my manager passing, like that just disrupted so much of the momentum, especially in the realm of making music. So like, trying to recover and make things work financially and bring the momentum back and all the fuel that he gave in so many different ways, that just really like put a damper on things, But if it's like my greatest reality and I can create whatever I want, which I believe I can, that's definitely include putting out at least another album or 2 and then continuing this freestyle thing.
So wait, you dropped these albums independently? And have you ever had a label or anybody reach out to you in that form? Because you did say you have a manager. You had a manager.
So we were Epic Entertainment. And that's what we were releasing under. Like we were our own independent
label. Okay, I got you.
Correct. And I have absolutely no intention as of now and for the foreseeable future to sign with anybody.
I'm sorry. Well, all right, so I gotta ask. What's the reason? Because I had a question I wanted to ask next, but now I'm curious. What's the reasoning for that? You just don't want to be in the music business, or? I
mean, yes, and they would just have to be on such another level. Like I'm so ridiculously picky with who I partner myself with who I work with who I'm connected with in those regards. And let's be honest, like most people are not here for a symbiotic relationship. They're here to take from you. They're here to but predominantly the industry is like, let me take this person, let me mold him in the way I want, and let me extract all the money I can out of them, right? So that's the way it normally is. Now, there's still opportunities where there's people that are doing it for the love. There's good record labels, and there's people that want to see me rise. But then I'm associated with these different contracts that might potentially hold me down, and all the different artists and whoever else is part of their teams that like I'm gonna have to deal with. And I would just almost like rather not deal with anybody.
It's almost like when you're taking on a business or a label, you're taking on like 10,000 people in a sense, like that it's like you don't control them though. It's like, it gets a little.
And then say there's 10 artists on this label. One of them does some goofy shit, then that falls back on, that reflects on me. Oh, like it's just too much.
For sure. I understand that. And prioritizing. We know it gets funny when they're prioritizing artists because someone could be hot then, hot now, and they'll switch. Okay. So my next question would be like, you said a little bit that it was Jay-Z and Eminem. So who are some of your like favorite can I get like a top 5 of your favorite musicians that you want?
Damn. This is the never-ending question.
You can throw some honorable mentions in there.
It's funny because I always want to make sure that I keep like my top 10 relevant just because I know that these questions come up. It's really hard for me to not have Jay-Z as top 1 and 2. I'm sorry, Jay-Z and Eminem as 1 and 2 because that's who I came up with. It's like you could give me any reason that like, Biggie, Nas, Tupac, whoever else is like, greater on the grand scale, but it's like, this is my era. You know what I mean? So like, Jay-Z and Eminem are like interchangeably top 2 for me.
And you're basing it off, because I'm guessing you're basing it off just strictly lyricism, no?
Not everything.
Cultural.
I try to look at everything, like the record sales, the impact, the flow, the lyricism, the delivery, everything, every piece of the pie that can make up an artist. Now I understand that like Biggie and Tupac predominant, like, arguably had more impact, whatever. But it's just like, I don't know. They weren't the full package like Jay-Z and Eminem, where like Biggie had this incredible delivery and flow that was just like unmatched. And Tupac had a level of realness and lyricism that was unmatched. But I really felt like both Jay-Z and Eminem brought both of those together in a way that each of them didn't. Now, I've always fucked with Nas, but like I'm young, I'm susceptible to beef. So Jay-Z and Nas are beefing. I was a fan of Jay-Z, so I didn't listen to as much Nas. Coming to look back, Nas is a GOAT, but like.
So I'm a little bit familiar, but I do know that Jay-Z and Nas had a slight beef, correct?
Yeah.
So from my understanding, Jay-Z kind of put him under. Like he was still hot, but he wasn't ever reached the same level that he was.
Does seem that way.
And then maybe later they gave him the Grammys, but at that point, no, I don't know a lot of people that listen to Nas.
Right. Yeah. Jay-Z kind of shut him down in a way.
I feel bad though. It's like, because Nas was good.
Yeah, no, Nas is a GOAT. I mean, Illmatic was greatest hip hop album of all time, arguably. You know who gets overlooked is Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott, she's oh my gosh, she's so talented, and that's from the music videos too. No, all right. So let's talk about this a little bit. When it comes, another thing that I like to incorporate is like when it comes to the music videos. Do you think that makes like a musician's career too? Because you're able to do videos because you're freestyling.
Yeah.
So it's like it's almost like a music video. But do you think that's like key in people's careers?
Well, that's one of the reasons I brought her up, because she had the most game-changing music videos ever. Like, no one's ever going to forget her in that trash baggy looking outfit. Like, never, ever. Like, I mean, I mean, come on. So Missy, she took the game to the next level with the videos and just with her creative flow in a way. Like, I mean, what is sure for been up a shrine yen? Is sure for been up a shrine yen? If you got a bit, let me start. Like, just the ridiculous amount of creativity and how out the box she was. I'm a big fan of Lil Wayne.
Of course.
And I remember Lil Wayne mentioning Missy as one of his biggest influences, and I was like, you know what?
Is he in your? Hold on, you kind of skipped past the top 5.
Well, no, that kind of was my top 5. I was saying I'm not sure I really want Nas to be there, but he has to be there. So it was Jay-Z, Eminem, Tupac, Biggie, and Nas.
Okay.
Now we're getting into the next 5 because I do top 10. I'm saying like Lil Wayne, Missy. It's hard for me not to put Tech 9 in there.
Tech 9.
I have to kind of throw Tech 9. I have to give some love to the underground.
Okay.
And then my next one is kind of, I don't know, like I kind of shift back and forth between Snoop and Ludacris. And then everybody besides Pittsburgh is going to hate me for my number 10, but it has to be Mac Miller.
Oh, no, I love Mac Miller, bro. and
I have to have him in my top 10.
Gosh.
Because, I mean, we could go on about Mac.
So, all right, so let's talk about Mac Miller because he was already big before he died, but like, he got even grander. It's like people start to appreciate the music because like us, well, are you from Pittsburgh? That's another question. Yes. You are from Pittsburgh.
Born and raised.
So we just appreciate Mac Miller's music a little bit differently than everybody else. But then after a while, after he passed, it seemed like everybody appreciated it. So that's a perfect like segue though. So talk about how you got tapped into Mac Miller, some of your favorite songs by him. Have you seen him perform? Just talk about it. Have you met him?
Yeah, so it would be like a whole hour conversation just about Mac. The craziest thing is I haven't actually met him in person, but I'm so like I tell everybody the reasons that I do this are for my late manager and for Mac, top 1 and 2. Like this I'm here to carry his legacy on. My previous girlfriend went to school with him. My baby mama had interaction with him. And I think like through them, because they were 2 of my closest connections relationship wise, like I feel like I downloaded some of his essence. And just being a Pittsburgh rapper, like he's on Rhyme Cow, which I just rapped on the news for Rhyme Cow with. We're connected through that. And just, being a Pittsburgh rapper. I'll never forget, I was a valet down at Hyde Park on the North Shore. And I was listening to Mac on the radio, and it was the moment where Mac was very first on the radio. They're introducing him his very first time.
Was it loud?
I think it was.
It had to be.
Or Donald Trump. It was one of those two, right? And he comes on, it's his big moment and everything. And I was just like, everything was just like, this is something special, right? So I didn't listen to a lot of Mac before he died. Like, I listened to what was on the radio, whatever popped up. But like when he passed, it was like, just like, the whole world got the message. It was like, Everyone did too. Yeah. And then I'm traveling back and forth across the country, like always in my car, always traveling. And I had Macadelic in the car, and I must have ran that tape back like 47 times.
Bro, it's sad. That's with he got hitters on that. Was it Kendrick, Lil Wayne?
Yep.
He had some hitters on the Macadelic. Yep. And that's crazy to think about. Like even now, it's like there was a period of time Wiz Khalifa was bigger. As soon as Mac passed, he just like I have to admit, it just like passed him up. And then also just as some of the choice he made too, dating Ariana Grande, people try to skip out on that. That was a big power move.
Yeah, it was.
Facts. I don't care what nobody says, man. Like people don't tend to understand like how big of a move that was for him. So definitely rest in peace to Mac. I know you probably heard about the Mac Miller bobblehead. That was crazy.
I actually got one.
You got one? Me too. Yeah, I had to.
I told my homie, I'm like, I need this and I'm not going to be in town. And shout out Josiah. He got me that.
It was hectic for those. And then they were selling them for so much literally right after.
Trying to sell them for $1,000. You can't get them for less than $150 now.
That shit is crazy. Yeah. The Wiz Khalifa one was only going for like $40. All right.
People love it.
Twice you were on KDKA News. They see you down at
least.
Was that on North Shore, the Paris Stadium tourism? Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay, they see you down there, and then you were on there for a segment. So talk about both. Did you know you were gonna did you already know you were gonna be on the news? Did you know they were gonna give you a segment? Talk about this too.
Yeah, so I think it's actually might have been my 4th time on KDK as the last one. So they saw me in the streets once. They did cover the Guinness thing actually.
Okay.
And then
that was the first time.
No, Guinness was second. I was rapping in the streets earlier with a Steeler game they put me on.
Okay.
They did Guinness. They covered the home opener for the Pirates, which I was in the streets for.
Mm-hmm.
And then recently with Rhyme Cow, I spun the wheel in their studio. That was the first time I was in their studio.
I seen that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How was that? What was that experience like? Because that's like one of those, like, that's what I'm saying. You saying, oh, I'm not at this level. But that, I get it, though. I understand, because you're trying to go way grander. But you're on the news 4 times. There's some people that don't make it once.
Yeah, that was, the last one was nerve-wracking. I'm not going to lie, because, you know, being in their studio, it's a little stale, you know, like they're all the producers and, you know, whatever.
Corporate
like,
type vibe.
Exactly,
huh?
exactly.
Okay,
But they were cool. They were admittedly super cool. And I go in there with my homie Stretch and my man Gene, girlfriend's there, Faye. And so yeah, like you know, like I know, like okay, damn, like when I'm in the streets freestyling, they can cut any segment, right? So they can take what's usually what they do. They take a minute or two of me and they put on the best like 10 seconds or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But now I know like there's no cutting anything. Like every single bar I say, that's what's going to be on the news
because
like,
it's live,
right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, okay. So the pressure's on. There's no editing, right? So you know, I spin the wheel. And they give me like spaghetti and meatballs and then TV. And I don't know what the parameters are. Like they didn't tell me like, oh, you're going to rap for this long or whatever. It's just like everything is so unknown. It's like I know we're going to spin the wheel. And then like I hit this punchline about like coming off the noodle for spaghetti. And I'm like, nice to meet y'all. I brought the sauce for your meatballs or whatever. And I'm about to hit the TV punch. And then like, boom, they cut me early. And I'm just like, fuck, I only got 3 topics and I only got 2 in. Like, wait, hold on. You know, like just things like that. But
so
like,
you were spinning the wheel to pick the word.
Right. So the wheel has all these different categories. And I got crowd topics, which is what I was praying for. Like Spirit was there for me. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even get to my 3rd one, but they loved it. And then we laid another one down. It's like, who am I? And I had to have this verse ready for Harry Mack for his competition for this like introduction video or whatever. So I already had most of it written. So I just did this written and then I ended it with a punch about being a KDK or whatever. And they loved it. And overall it was a great success. But like, you know, I hold myself to such a high standard.
That's what
like,
I was saying.
I didn't get my 3rd topic up. I could take 22 topics. It's like, this made me look bad, but it all worked out.
Okay. I also see you at, I don't know what type of event this was. It seemed like it was like a campfire type vibe. And this is where they were giving, or was it, I can't remember. But this is, you might remember by me giving you some of the words. Yep. It was like, one of the words was fairy.
Oh yeah, the chill fire.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay, you killed it. And this is, we got to bring it back up because we're talking about the memorization of these words. Like, you're not like, okay, bam, 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 they're firing you off. Whereas it's like, you're slowly talking to somebody and it's like you're visualizing, okay, I know your face. This is the word I'm pairing it with. How are you doing this, man? Like, you talked about it briefly, but really, like, when it's 15 plus, that's ridiculous.
So you know, like in memory games, like, say somebody was trying to train you to remember people's names. Say you're going to a corporate event, you're networking. It's like, you have to remember people's names and faces. So, like, I put your name to your face. You know, I'm going to try to somehow associate it with you, like download that into my brain. So it's the same thing as like when someone gives me a word, I try to find some way to associate that word to them. Like a lot of the times they'll say something that embodies their energy, or maybe even like they give balloon and they're holding a balloon, hopefully, like anything I can do to relate. And so it's really mostly training the memory, but then also putting the word to the face. And so just by practicing that and doing it enough, I just recently in Telluride, Colorado, I busted out 22. So that's the current record. Yep.
22 words. And these are 22 people, like different people giving them? Or you're
22 different people, all memory recall. Yeah.
All right. So so when it comes to music, it doesn't seem like you want to drop this. You and every time I kind of ask you about the music, it seems like you're not interested, or
there's definitely blockages. And I think the main thing is just like, I know I'm so good at freestyle that if I keep working at it, I could do something similar to what Harry's doing, is like sell out improvs and make this magic show, which in the end of the day makes me the happiest, you know.
Have you performed at the Improv yet?
So I performed on the stage for Channel 5, I got up there and did a freestyle rap. It wasn't my own show.
Okay,
so what I'm looking forward to is just Fungi flows. But yeah, I got on stage and did a thing. So yeah, I want to get to the point where, I mean, I'm not here to follow Harry's formula because I'm going to do my own thing. But like, I really love the idea of like comedy show spaces where I'm taking topics and, to intimate setting. And,
it's fun.
Everybody, because if there's only 400 or 500 is the capacity at Pittsburgh Improv, with
You can
taking
do
22 at a time, I could in a span of 2-3 hours, I could take a topic from everybody in that room.
So you don't think you could do that? I think you could sell that out. Not only do I think you can sell that out, you get some other people that are maybe do you know any other freestylers in Pittsburgh? Or?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you could put that together,
yeah,
bro.
for sure. I think it's coming soon. Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
I see people's reaction to you. That's what I'm saying. Like, to get that reaction by people, and these are people that aren't from Pittsburgh. So then on top of that, it's like, okay, hey, when you go to Pittsburgh, you gotta look out. If you go to the Paris or Steelers games, you gotta look out for you. So I just don't see how like people, even if they're coming into Pittsburgh, you can gain an audience too. And you're torn. You're literally doing everything. I see you making it, and if not like a couple months, maybe by next year. No,
going
further.
I feel it's a year or two out. What my biggest thing right now is Netflix is going to put me on Star Search, and I will know if I'm accepted actually in September this next month.
So that's all right.
That's the big one.
Lead off that what you have coming next too. So that's perfect segue.
Right. So Netflix reached out to me, and this is the beautiful thing. I didn't reach out to them because they have like this whole thing on their Instagram is like, hit us up. You want to be a part of this thing? Like they found me. They're like, I love what you're doing. I talked to the producer on Zoom, and they're just like, this is your audition tape. Like, do your thing. So they asked me all these questions. They gave me 3 or 5 words at the end, and it was pretty good. I did a pretty good rap. And they were just like, wow, holy, okay. We're going to show this to all the producers, and you're going to know by September.
And that's not just in Pittsburgh. They're going to take multiple people from various places.
So we will go to LA.
Oh,
right.
Oh,
so they're going to
this
fly.
is huge.
It's huge. Like this is like Tyson Paul fight live stream.
Have you wrote this yet? Have you like told anybody this?
I did make one post about it.
Okay.
Back when they talked to me. So I think they're going to accept me. I think I'm going to go to LA in January, and I think I'm going to crush it. And I think that's going to be a big part of what blows us up. And if not, then some other opportunity will come up. But yeah, I think the way I look at the momentum and how it's been in like this year with Harry and Ari and like breaking the world record the other year, and just like I still think this year's not over. There's more to come. Man, it's just something has to give here soon.
So like you feel like though everything is slowly coming together.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, we're running out of time here. So I do want to say is when I see you, I know I said I came up on you, and you're probably looking like this guy. He's trying to collab, like who is this? And then I showed you, and you was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, I'm just happy to have you here because I didn't think you were going to do. I thought you was like, maybe I don't want to do it. So I am happy to have you here, man.
Happy to be here.
So when I did approach you, be honest. What was your first like perception of? You're like, I don't know if I want to do an interview.
No, I love the energy, and honestly, I tell a lot of people like I do really love podcasts like this. And in a lot of ways, like I came here partially to be inspired because like I want to have something like this.
You could do this,
yeah.
bro.
I want to. Yeah,
bro,
I do. Yeah,
and you could do the freestyles and stuff, bro. Honestly, you could, bro. And I'm glad that means perfect because I was able to bring you to this spot so you could see it, bro. This is and have them give you a tour after this too.
Word,
bro,
I'm down.
Bro, you could really take it to the next level. I didn't even think you would want to do a podcast. This is your first one?
No, I've been on lots of podcasts. I love talking to people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Facts. Okay, so again, I appreciate you for coming in. Tell the people where they can follow you, all your links and everything.
Fungi flows everywhere. It's just FUNGI FLOWS.
Do you have more merch coming out? Or?
Yeah, so we're working on a website. Okay. So with everything that went down with Fungi Flows temporary collapsing, the site went down and just couldn't pay for everything. Site's coming back up. Gonna have more merch. Right now, the one merch that you can get is the 50-hour rap shirt.
That's the lady with the poster.
The painting. Yep, the poster. Right. Yeah, and so that is available through my link tree.
How much are those?
I don't know, 30 something for a shirt and like 50 something for a hoodie, probably.
I'm gonna definitely try to support. I'm gonna grab one.
Word. That'd be dope.
All right.
Should we do a quick freestyle or are we out of time?
You can do a freestyle. I asked them. I don't know how that Bluetooth thing works.
Let's just do acapella.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
So go ahead.
Give me 3.
Okay, let's go. Stillers, Pirates.
Okay.
Sasuke.
Sauce what?
Sasuke.
Wait, is that the
Anime. Naruto.
Oh, no. Sasuke.
All right. Let's switch Sasuke with Naruto.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
I don't watch enough, but we could do it.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So Steelers, Pirates, and Naruto.
Yeah.
All right, check it out. There's no coming down off the cloud that I rode in on with this true flow. See, they finna root for me like the home team when I get animated like Naruto. I let the truth flow when I get inside of it. Improvising every time I spit. See, they don't understand the trials and tribulations I go through. Y'all talking anime, I grow up on that Goku and that Gohan. I could flow on any topic when I rhyme it. See, I have to show up for my homies right now, for the Pirates and the Steelers fans when I do it off the top of the head. See, I'll even rap for Penguins fans, but I don't ever use no pens. See, it depends upon the lens when I throw down for my teams. All up in the streets, I'm steady living the dream. I'll pull my willie out like Stargell if I really have to do it. Take a risk when I'm flowing, when really making this music for the black and the yellow outside of the stadium. My homie knows that I'm always rhyming off the cranium. Steelers coming back and you knowing that I got you. The quarterback of this, I'm feeling like Mr. Rogers.
Yo.
Did y'all roger that? About to raise the Jolly Roger off the top the cap. Yeah, you know that nobody be stopping that. I launch a cruise missile and that's a home run. Guarantee every time I show up. Now I'm about to be done because it's the end of the show. But I'm hopefully y'all remember the flow. Let's go.
Thank you for coming to Pittsburgh
Appreciate
Chatter. Yo, that was the perfect exit.